The beauty of physical evidence is that it tells a story. We look at the firearm, we look at the blood, there were cartridges left behind, projectiles were found within the toilet. Physical evidence cannot lie.
As I was in the process of getting up, I heard 3 which sounded to me like gunshots. I immediately asked my husband, did he hear that? And he said, yes, it was gunshots. At that stage, I was sort of sitting on the side of my bed, and I could see the lights on in the 2 houses that I could see from my bed window or from the balcony window. It was moments after the shots, I heard a lady screaming, terrified screaming. I said to my husband, it sounds to me as if there's a family murder. Why else would a woman scream like that? Because she really sounded terrified. He then said that, well, then he's going to go and help because there could be children involved.
Now, did you first hear a woman and then a man, or how was the screaming?
After the first set of shots, there was definitely a female screaming for quite a period. And then almost just before the second set of shots, there was a male voice in between that you could definitely hear 2 different voices.
But then, during this year, on 21st of February, there was another incident.
That's correct, lady.
What happened then?
We woke up during the night from what sounded like people arguing. I asked my husband, does he hear that? And he said yes. And I said to him, there's just no ways you're getting up this time. We're staying where we are. They must sort it out. So, but the arguing continued, and he said, but he can't just leave it. I said, yes, we can. So then the dogs started barking quite furiously. So he went out to quiet them. And we went back into the house, closing the balcony doors, and went to bed. The next morning, neighbors of ours came to hear if we could hear the commotion the previous night. We said we could, but we chose to ignore it at that stage. And they said, well, there were people in our garden on the little bit of grass that's there in the front, which we then assumed would probably be sound tests.
But that's not all.
No. Again, on the night of the 17th of March, morning of the 18th.
That's now this year?
This year, 2014.
Week, yeah.
We again woke up from what this time was screams. No, it wasn't the 13th, it was the 17th, 18th.
Yeah, 17th, 18th.
That's correct. We woke up from actual screaming. We could hear at that stage it was what sounded like a male screaming at a bit higher pitch and then at a little bit lower pitch. I was completely annoyed because it was again 3:30 in the morning. So I said to my husband, I'm sure it's sound tests again.
Now, we all know how much this matter is featured in the press and the levels of publicity given to it. You'd agree with that?
That's
pretty
correct.
high. Yeah. Have you been following this matter in the press?
I have not followed it religiously. It's obviously very difficult to miss it, as you do hear snippets on every news report, every TV station that you tune to. But have I sat in front of the television watching it? No, I have not.
If I was to ask you the question whether your state of alertness was more pronounced at that time than it was at a later stage during the sequence of events when you heard the second noise, would you agree with me?
If I understand correctly, you're saying that I was more alert at
I'm
the
asking
moment
the
of
question.
waking. But I would just like some clarification.
Yes.
So I would just like to know, do you say that I was more awake at 3:02 than I was at 3:17?
That's what I'm asking.
No, I was not.
Wonderful.
I think the level of alertness should be the same.
So the converse must therefore be true, that you were more alert at the time when you had heard the second shots. Do you agree?
It cannot be put. I object. She said level of alertness was the same.
That's what I thought.
And then the council put, so what you're saying is that your level of alertness at 7 shots was higher. It was not.
Yes, Mr. Olage. I thought the witness said it was the same.
Perhaps it's my hearing that's letting me down. I apologize, my lady. And then you heard what?
A female's voice starting with screaming.
What was this female screaming at the time?
You could not hear voice, it was just, you could not hear words, it was just screaming.
I'd like you to cast your memory back to the morning in question and think about whether you perhaps heard those screaming sounds appear to have been muffled.
No, it was loud screaming.
Loud and clear.
That's correct.
Nothing that could have muffled those sounds at the time.
Not that I can recollect.
In other words, perhaps some sort of barrier, such as a person being in an enclosed space.
No, not at that stage, it didn't sound like that.
Didn't sound like that.
No.
Now, that screaming that you heard, was it a continuous screaming?
Yes, it was a continuous screaming.
From what you assume to have been a woman.
That's correct.
But you cannot be 100% correct in that assertion, can you?
In my recollection, I'm 100% absolutely convinced it was a female.
You're convinced in your mind?
I'm absolutely sure it was a female. I'm just testifying with regards to my recollection, and on my recollection there was a light on that evening, or that morning, in that small window.
And it's also my instructions from my client that the light was not working at that time. You cannot dispute that, can you?
I cannot dispute or agree with that, as I do not know.
In this case, it's indicating that the accused cell phone number ending 0020 was utilized to send this message to the deceased.
What does it read?
The message, my lady, the content thereof is exactly the same message as it was saved on the handset, and the message reads, "Angel, please don't say a thing to anyone. Darren told everyone it was his fault. I can't afford for that to come out. The guys promised not to say a thing."
And was there a response?
My lady, there was a second message again, if we add 2 hours on the same day at 15:04:43, that was an outgoing message from the deceased sent to the accused cell phone number, and the message reads, "I have no idea what you're talking about." And there's a little smiley face indicated as well. The messages or chats that I extracted between the accused and the deceased was 1,709 chat messages. "I'm scared of you sometimes, and how you snap at me, and of how you will react to me. You make me happy 90% of the time, and I think we are amazing together. But I am not sure, I'm not some other bitch you may now trying to kill your vibe. I am the girl who let go with you, even when I was scared out of my mind too. I'm the girl who fell in love with you and wanted to tell you this weekend. I might joke around and be all tomboyish at times, but I regard myself as a lady, and I didn't feel like one tonight after the way you treated me when we left. I'm a person too, and I appreciate that you invited me out tonight, and I realize that you get rest, but I am trying my best to make you happy, and I feel as though you sometimes never are, no matter the effort I put in. I can't be attacked by outsiders for dating you and be attacked by you, the one person I deserve protection from."
Watch, like, tweet, post, follow, engage. Channel 199, the Oscar Pistorius Trial, a carte blanche channel, only on DSTV.